how to close prospects into your business or to buy product, right? So as you come in, drop your name below and tell me where you're coming from so I can give you a shout out. This weekend, I'm actually at a $20,000 mastermind, and we are all talking about, how to actually use marketing to attract more people to our business, to sell more products. And there's one question, right? Even you have like a perfect marketing system, you have a website, maybe you have a fan page, and people are coming to you. How do you close them into your business or to buy your product, right? You always want to bring that personal relationship to the process, even though you're automating the lead generation and things like that. So I want to really talk about how you can incorporate like the new paradigm, advertising online, generating leads through your website or your Facebook page. And when a lead comes to you, how do you actually close them? If it's not 100%, how do you close them 80% so that you're not wasting your marketing effort, right? So here's the 3 golden questions that people often miss in their closing, and that's actually sabotaging their business because they don't see as much result as they could. All right. So and drop a 1 below. Drop a 1 below if you have trouble or struggling in closing, right? You don't know how to close, what questions to ask. All right, drop a 1 below. Now, the 3 golden questions that you should ask. The first one is, how much do you want to make? All right, so the bottom line is you want to help them to make money if they are, joining your business, right? But you need to know what's the target level, right? Some people want to make $10,000, $20,000 in 6 months, but some people just want a few $100 extra, through the business. So, and this helped them to imagine, kind of help them think a little bit, how much do they want to make 6 months from now, right? So that's the first question. Second question, now you're setting up a stage, right? Now to think about, how much money they want to make. Now you want to ask them, how does it feel if you can actually make that money, right? Because a lot of people, buy something, make a decision based on feelings. So if you want to attach that result to a feeling and actually trigger them in the thought process and have them think about, what would I feel if I can make $5,000 extra a month, after joining a business, right? After getting a business up and running, right? So if they associate it with the feeling, they'll be like, oh shit, I really want that, right? I can totally, I'll be retiring my job, I'll be free, and once they have them in their thought, they will make a decision like this, right? Because they are emotional at that point. All right, the last question is, you want to help them imagine a little bit. So you want to ask, if you can wave a magic wand, what would you want your business or life to be in 6 months? All right. So this help them imagine, right? What would it be, right? And if I can get anything I want, what would I want in life? So that will help them kind of sparkle that creativity in their mind, and they won't be limited to what they know right now. Maybe they're making only 5 figures from their job. Maybe they are living paycheck to paycheck. They are struggling living in their parents' basement, right? They want to really crush it, but they have this limiting belief. So by asking this question, if you can wave a magic wand, what would your business or life to be in 6 months? So in this case, they will be like, let me think about it, right? And be like, actually, I really want to bring my kids to travel without worrying about my paycheck, right? Without worrying about the credit card bill. I really want to quit my job and actually free my husband from his job so that he can stay home more and be with the kids. maybe that's something that they want, but they have never thought about that. So you need to trigger that thought process by asking them that question and actually giving them that magic wand. All right. So that's the 3 golden questions that you can use to help close your prospects. It's not really a hard closing because you are actually using their answer to fuel your closing. You're asking them for the ammunition, and so that you can use that back, and close them into your business or to sell the product, right? Because now maybe they're telling you exactly that what they're looking for, and you're just associating your product or your business to what they want, and you're helping them to create that connection, all right? And you're making them emotional so that they make that decision right now and right there. All right, so I hope you get a lot of value from today. If you have any questions, drop a comment below. And also I included a link to my private Facebook group where I share more advanced strategy on recruiting, on closing, on marketing, so that you can actually ditch the traditional way of building network marketing business. No more calling your friends, harassing your family, but really have a system in place to generate constant leads and grow your business. All right, so I look forward to see you in the group. Go to the post above or below, click the link and hit the join button. All right, so I talk to you in the group. See you later.